Sanam, hello. Happy Saturday. Let me just enter the mantra into the text field. Satanama is our mantra today. Hello, happy Saturday. Welcome to Kundalini Yoga with Kundalini. I see a couple of you on already. Hello. We've been here for the past year and a few months, every Saturday, practicing Kundalini Yoga together, connecting, bringing ourselves into a space of expansion, especially during this time where life has been a little bit challenging for all of us with COVID and all of the fallout as a result of that. Hi, Paresh, Satanama, on a beautiful Saturday. That's right. I'm glad you're here with me. I hope your parents are doing better, Paresh. Let's dedicate this class to Paresh's parents today. They're both struggling right now with their health. So I'd like to thank you for your note today, Paresh, and I'd like to actually dedicate today's class to the healing and comfort of your parents. Yeah. Hi, Howard. Good to see you. You're in the park on your iPhone. That's cool. I like that. Hopefully your reception is okay. So as I was mentioning, we've been here doing this practice together online as a community engagement since the beginning of COVID, since the beginning of lockdown. You know, those of you who used to practice in studio with me, we would gather in person every Saturday, chant and connect in vibration and meditate and cry and heal and do all sorts of beautiful things in community together. And when we went on lockdown, you know, I transitioned into bringing my classes online, and it was beautiful to discover that the same type of healing and the same type of connection, maybe even more intimacy, was cultivated as a result of this online community that we've created. So not only do we have this YouTube community in this class that I offer every Saturday, I offer online classes on my website, karaluni.com, at a platform called Yoga Club. And just today I announced to those of you on my mailing list that starting next Saturday, this live stream class is going to be moving on site. So we won't be having YouTube live classes online for a couple weeks while I kind of get my bearings set up with this new on-site location I have. I rented out a beautiful artist co-working space in El Segundo. We're going to use the whole downstairs studio. We're going to chant. We're going to connect. We're going to hug. Masks are optional. And that'll be next Saturday, starting July 3rd at 12 p.m. Now, for the next few weeks, we won't be live streaming because my intention is to figure out how to live stream this class in that studio and make it available again. So for those of you who exclusively practice with me online, i.e. those of you who are not in LA, know that my Yoga Club online studio will remain consistent. This class, however, is going to transition and will be out of communication online for a couple weeks for Saturday's class until I get that live stream situation set up. Okay, so no sadness. There's always alternatives. If you can't practice with me here live on Saturdays, you can always come to my Yoga Club classes and practice with me virtually. I teach 4 live stream classes a week. And if you're in LA, you can also come and practice with me on site. We're going to do Saturday Kundalinis every other Saturday. And on the alternating Fridays, on the evenings, we're going to be doing Vinyasa Flow. So this Saturday coming, we will be doing Kundalini Yoga at 12 p.m. The Friday following, July 9th, we will be doing Vinyasa Flow at 6 p.m. in the evening. So it'll be a nice way to kind of cool down from the week's energy. Okay, so I think I've communicated that hopefully clearly. I know I've been kind of running on here, but this will be our last live stream for a couple weeks until we bring it on site. Okay, thank you for the thumbs up. That means that you're hearing me. I appreciate that. All right, so all the music I run through a program called Yogi Tunes, makes use of all the copyrighted music of the artists. As I mentioned, this is our last YouTube class for a couple weeks. Those of you who live in LA, I'd love to see you come on site with me next week. If you're on my mailing list, you'll get more details about that. If you're not on my mailing list, you can go to karaluni.com and go right on the homepage. You say join mailing list, or go to the contact section. Let's see. Obviously, all my online Yoga Club classes will remain. you can go to caroluni.com and go to the online classes section and learn more about that. I have membership options and drop-in options for those classes. We are concluding our 40-day meditation journey this coming Sunday. We're closing out, excuse me, we're closing out our 40-day meditation journey focused on the Buddhist teachings and the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. And we are going to be starting our next 40-day journey on July 14th. I will be letting you know a little bit more about that in coming days. We're going to be working with the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. Okay, I'm calling this 40-day journey the protective shield of Shiva. This mantra brings protection, it brings healing, it brings expansion and awareness. I'll go into deeper detail in coming days. So again, if you're on my mailing list, you'll learn more. If you're not, stay tuned for social media updates and maybe join the mailing list to learn. And if by chance you found something beautiful in today's class, it resonated with you and you want to make an energy exchange, you can always make donation through PayPal to caroluniyoga@gmail.com. And donations are always appreciated, but they're not required. Okay, so let's get started. Today I'd like to work with, how do I start this? There are some undeniable realities in our existence in the material world, right? One of which generate, organize, and destroy Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, right? This energy of things coming into being, these things existing, and these things transforming, and then the process of rebirth, it beginning again, right? We as human beings are often in resistance to this law of the universe, and that causes us a lot of suffering. When we practice yogic technology that connects us into the universal consciousness, we start to align with nature, or we start to align with that universal law of generate, organize, and destroy. We understand that all three of these things must occur, always occur, and will reliably continue to occur, right? There's nothing we can grasp, there's nothing we can control or prevent. The only thing we can do is align ourselves energetically to receive what there is to learn as a result of these transformative energies. One other thing that is an undeniable reality is we live in the experience of polarities, male, female, light, dark. We define things as good, bad. There's this polarity in our existence, right? And the more that we get drawn into the extremes of the polarity, also, oftentimes, the more we experience suffering. Today, I want to talk about two very powerful polarities, love and fear. Okay, we're going to be working with the energy of love and fear today and recognizing how those two different states of being, those two different states of experience impact us very differently. Okay, so I'm going to slide back. Good to see all of you on. Happy Saturday, Satnam, and let's get started. Okay. Let me turn on my speaker. And if you were in my Thursday Yoga Club class, we worked with a very, very powerful kriya that we're going to do again today because it's worth revisiting. You know, a lot of these meditations and kriyas, you gain so much from doing them repetitively. This is why we do 40-day meditation journeys. We work with a mantra for 40 days. We can work with a kriya for 40 days. And in this case, I'd like to work with the kriya, one of the meditation kriyas we did on Thursday's class called Sodarshan chakra kriya. This is a very, very powerfully transformative energy kriya. And it's said to cut through barriers of neurotic and psychotic inside nature. It invokes the Kundalini to give you necessary vitality and intuition to combat the negative effects of the subconscious mind. Okay, so we're going to be doing that at the end of our kriya today. We're going to be doing a very, very powerful kriya that works with cultivating healing within the physical body, clearing energy blocks, and opening up the heart center. All right, let's get going. I'm going to slide back. Please find a nice, comfortable place to sit. Most importantly is a long spine. You can be sitting in a chair. You can be sitting with the legs extended if cross-leg position is uncomfortable for you. But the most important thing is a long, elegant extended spine. So shoulders are down away from the ears. Chin is gently tucked to the chest. Eyes drop to third eye center, and we're extending through the crown of the head. Think of yourself as having a little loop over the top of your head, and you're just hanging like an ornament from a tree. Okay, nice long spine, nice and loose. Let's close the eyes and take a few breaths in and out through the nose, just kind of clearing the mind and calming down the nervous system. Recognizing that you're beginning a sacred practice. Holding this space sacred, both your time and the physical space that you're holding. And we tune in with a very sacred invocational mantra. We call it the Adi mantra. And when my allergies are not impeding, we chant this mantra 3 times. Ong, O-N-G, Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the divine teacher within. We're calling on that high self, calling on the witnessing consciousness to step forward in front of the ego, in front of the controlling mind. And then we tune in with a protection mantra, the Mangalacharan mantra. Chant that mantra 3 times through. And if I happen to get caught in coughing and sneezing, as recent history has proven to be the case, please continue as I do my thing. Let's rub our hands together. Stimulating 72,000 energy channels. Dedicating this practice to my dear friend Paresh's parents. May they be in comfort, may they be in peace, may they be held by the supportive love of universal consciousness. And celebrating today is also our last class for a number of weeks as I transition into on-site classes and hopefully bring these classes back to you through YouTube or some other online platform. All right, thumbs into the sternum, shoulders down and away. Let's tune in. Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the divine teacher within. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Arangre Name, Jugarangre Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Arangre Name, Jugarangre Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Arangre Name, Jugarangre Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Gurudev Name. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Big belly, root lock, third eye, suspend the breath. And exhale, release. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. Good to see you. Thanks for joining me today. It's such a beautiful day out here in Los Angeles. So those of you who are inside, except for Howard, who's practicing in a park, good for you, Howard. For those of you who are inside, thank you for joining me today, despite the beautiful day that's likely calling you outdoors. So we're working with, polarities, right? We are constantly presented with the energy of polarities. That is one of the undeniable realities of living in the material world, right? But oftentimes these polarities are just different faces of God, right? Different faces, the light side and the dark side, the sun side and the moon side, right? These are polarities that are equal expressions of divinity. We tend to think that certain things are good and certain things are bad. We become very extreme in our mindsets about things. But the reality is the more that we can find balance and harmony in between these polarities, the more at peace we will be in our perspectives, in our approach to life, and the way that we make use of the body as a tool of communication. So today I wanted to talk about two very extreme polarities of experience. Love and fear. Okay, these are two very powerful forces and polarities. Love moves us toward union with the source, union with God and connection to truth. Love empowers the soul. And soul is the interpretive essence that connects us to God, that connects us to source, that connects us to truth. It is a conduit of homecoming. Fear moves us away from union with source, from God, from truth. Fear disempowers the soul, leaving us overly reliant on the body and focused on its survival, right? Thinking that the limitations of our being are only present here in this physical body and its operation. When we are in survival mode, right, trying to keep this body alive, forgetting that there's an eternal, undying aspect within us. When we are in survival mode, we are forced to reconcile an undeniable reality that we resist, which is impermanence, change, and death. When you have no concept of the undying nature of your being, impermanence, change, and death are very intimidating, right? And intimidating is a gentle word. This lack of awareness of the eternal aspect in our being and really just recognizing the experience as just the operation of the physical body alone, when we reconcile or try to reconcile impermanence, change, and death, this causes mental, emotional, and physical disturbance in the body, right? Unfamiliar and unknown become bad and unsafe. The ego, that which identifies with the body and its survival, becomes offensive and defensive. It becomes in the state of fight or flight, right? And this is when we start manipulating, we start going into different behaviors that are not in service of the high self, but are more dedicated toward strategic survival of the physical body. To take it into the macro and microcosmic perspective, how we relate to the larger macrocosmic death, impermanence, mortality directly correlates into our microcosmic and smaller experiences of impermanence, death, endings, completions, and transitions. Our acceptance or lack of acceptance of our ever-changing nature of reality and our mortality directly affects our grasping and resisting to the microcosmic or many changes and deaths in our lives, right? So what I'm saying here is how you relate to the eventuality of the dying of your physical body, right? The macrocosmic death in our existence. If you have a avoidant or fearful relationship with that larger aspect of the death of your being, then that is going to be a mirror to the smaller deaths, endings, transitions in your life, right? Because you're resistant to the whole experience of death and dying at the foundational level. So when you are in that state of resistance to the dying of your physical body, it will reflect in all of those mini deaths in your life. Now, when we start to connect to that which is undying within us, the soul, the spirit, the connection to universal consciousness, we understand that this is just a vehicle. This is a vehicle that is holding consciousness, that does not die, that only moves and transforms. So from that perspective, we're just on vacation here in the physical reality in this body right now. And at some point, the vacation ends and we go on to another trip, you know, as I'm sure Ram Dass would probably put it in a similar way. Okay. Now, only when we start to experience ourselves beyond the body do we start to respond with trust and acceptance to change, to impermanence, to the unfamiliar, and to the unknown. And I know this is much easier said than done, right? But when you start practicing these technologies of yoga and meditate and chant and connect, you start to experience in a way that feels very friendly and evolutionary. And it creates a deeper awareness to an evolutionary trajectory toward awakening, toward expanding into a higher level of consciousness. Identifying with aspects of our being like energy, prana, auric field, intuition, soul, radiance, and consciousness. This helps us rise beyond the body identification and starts to allow us to identify with that within us that is undying, right? We create a new relationship and it gives us a new perspective on our experience in the physical body. In becoming less preoccupied with survival of the physical body through experience of a more eternal, undying aspect of our being, we become less fearful. We become more trusting of the universe unfolding for us. We understand there is a purpose and eternality to our beingness. We come to experience a communion with a source through which this beingness came to be. We recognize this source is supporting and assisting us on our journey. At a fundamental vibrational level, this source is experienced as love. It is the fear-based constructs of the mind that disconnect us from this source and power of nature. And obviously, it benefits us to rise above the vibration of fear. Our fear is not only an emotion and an experience, but it is at a fundamental level a vibration that resonates within our being. Okay? To align with the vibration of love, which is a much higher vibrational frequency than the vibration of fear, how do we do this? How do we resonate in a higher frequency of love above the vibration of fear? First of all, connect to gratitude. Find, identify, experience, call into your heart something you're grateful for. It is an emotion that serves as an antidote to fear. It is said that you cannot be experiencing gratitude and fear at the same time. So if you have the awareness of mind to say, oh my God, okay, all of this stuff right now, this is actually just me being in fear. All of the avoidance, all of the whatever behaviors that are manifesting that are at a fundamental level related to fear. If you can sit in the space of awareness, okay, I'm in fear. The next thing you do is say, I got to find something I'm grateful for. Identify something I'm grateful for. When you can call in gratitude, it is an antidote for fear. It completely disempowers fear. Okay. And then practicing yoga and all of these tools that we have with yoga and meditation, right? Pranayama changes the experience of the nervous system. It modifies the brain waves and it activates glandular secretions in the body. So we're actually changing the hormonal experience from adrenal fight or flight to more of a experience of expansion, gratitude, and love. Okay, movement like we do in yoga. Movement connected with breath distributes consciousness throughout the body. Mantra Mind liberation, mantra, mind liberation, helps us liberate the mind from its destructive patterns and get outside of the cycle of fear. Meditation helps us expand beyond the limits of the body identification, right? Because when we sit in this meditative space, we connect to our breath, we avail ourselves to receive from universal consciousness. We start to open ourselves up beyond the limits of our mind and the desire of the ego to control everything, okay? So keep that in mind today, and whenever that serves you, to really call in gratitude when you're in the experience of fear. It will completely transform your experience, raise your vibration, and produce a heck of a lot of change, okay? Let's start with our warm-up. Let's get into some physical work. I imagine my speaker has probably turned off. Oh, no, it's still on. What do you know? It's always a good sign that I didn't talk too long. All right, let's start with some Sufi circles. Hands are on the shins. Let's warm up with a little Adi Shakti. Eyes are up at third eye center. Think of the heart rolling forward as you inhale, rounding through the back and tuck the tail. Moving in these beautiful circles. Opening up the hips and the energy at the base of the spine. Eyes are at third eye center, directing the flow of energy upward. Feeling the energy in the space around the body. Also connecting to that inner space of consciousness. If you know this mantra, please feel free to chant, connecting to that divine, creative, feminine energy. Kundalini, Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti, Namo Namo. Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Adi Shakti, Namo Namo. Sarva Shakti, Sarva Shakti, Sarva Shakti, Namo Namo. Kritam Bhagavati, Kritam Bhagavati, Kritam Bhagavati, Namo Namo. Kundalini, Mata Shakti, Mata Shakti. Inhale, hold center, and reverse the direction. Sufi circles, grounding the lowest energy center, the root chakra, connecting us to safety, stability, security, foundational energy center. Without this being stable and grounded, the other energy centers will always be somewhat compromised in their full expression. So we start with this beautiful grounding. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift forward and back, spinal flex. Deepen in the breath, opening that breath all the way down into the belly, into the diaphragm. Eyes are at third eye center. Opening up the lungs, opening up the diaphragm, opening up the central channel of the spine. Clearing out the nadis of the left and right nostrils. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift high through the crown of the head. Suspend the breath. Exhale. Hands come onto the shoulders. Shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale, twist left. Exhale, twist right. Eyes at third eye center. Pull those elbows back. Open through the chest. Drawing that energy up from first, second, and third. into the fourth chakra, the center of heart. Inhale left, exhale right. Lift those hands off the shoulders, Gyan Mudra. Elbows are wide. Feel how this opens up the chest. Charging up the energy field around the body. And let's reach those arms up 60 degrees. Keeping Gyan Mudra. Eyes at third eye. Tip the chest up to the sky. Connect to gratitude. Four, three, two, and one. Inhale, hold center. And let's sweep through the energy field, charging the aura. Feel strong energy in the center of your palms, reaching through the fingertips. Long extension through the arms and the fingers. Feeling that beautiful lateral flexion of the spine. Four, three, two, and one. Inhale, reach arms nice and high. Exhale, hinge, bow forward, and come onto tabletop. Hands are under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. We begin cat-cow. Inhale, exhale. Powerful movement, powerful breath. Distributing prana. Opening up the spine. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, chin and tail. Exhale, round, tuck and dome. Please come back seated, cross-leg position. Okay. Now, before we get into our kriya, I'd like to explain a little bit about Sodarshan chakra kriya that we're going to do at this the end of today's class before our mantra of the week. And the reason I want to explain it to you is because there are some steps to be aware of. And I'd rather tell you now and then just cue you gently when we get into that space, because you may be in a space of inward reflection at the time. So I don't want to get you too much into your head. I'd rather do that now. We clear out of the head and then get right into it, okay? So Sodarshan chakra kriya. I'll tell you a little bit about this aside from what I've already told you. This meditation cuts through all darkness. It gives a new start in the mind with relation to the subconscious. This is considered a very high kriya, as the teachings state. Okay, it says here, this is one of the greatest meditations you can practice. It has considerable transformational powers. The personal identity is rebuilt, giving the individual a new perspective on the self. Now, caveat to that is I imagine that occurs after regular practice of this kriya. Maybe not just one time, though I imagine just one time can open you up to an experience that gives insight as to how powerful and transformative this is. It's said to retrain the mind, and according to the Tantra Shastras, it can purify your past karma and the subconscious impulses that block you from fulfilling your highest self. It balances all 27 facets of mental projection and gives you the pranic power of health and healing. So I want to give you a few instructions on how to do Sodarshan chakra kriya, so you can jump right into it as we get to the end of class. Okay, my little sidekick here is in the way. All right, so I'm going to take my right hand, close it off my right nostril. I'm going to take a full deep inhale. Let me just make sure on this. Okay, yep. I'm going to inhale, suspend the breath, big belly. And the mantra Waheguru is going to play, and we're going to pump the belly 16 times. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. Okay, we're going to mentally chant the mantra while pumping the belly 16 times. Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru. All on the held breath. Then we exhale, switch hands, thumb closes off left nostril. Deep full inhale, mentally chanting Waheguru, Waheguru, Waheguru as you pump the belly. Okay, so now depending on your breath capacity, holding the breath for 16 pumps of Waheguru may not be in your wheelhouse, and that's okay. Pump the belly, maybe it's only 8 times, and then just rest in between until the next session comes up. Okay, so be kind to yourself. This is not a race. This is not a competition. This is a process of evolution. Okay, so there's the more detailed explanation of that kriya. Now let's get into the kriya I'd like to do first. Now this first part of the kriya is said to open up profound healing within the body. Now we know that the arms and the hands are extensions of the heart chakra. And the hands themselves have very powerful healing capacity, right? We talk about people who have healing hands. Reiki people, many sages and masters able to heal with their hands. We're opening ourselves up to this energy of healing. Rotating at the wrist, we pull the hands in, hands come out. So it looks like this. Rotating at the wrists, opening the hands, closing the hands. Now we're going to do a powerful O-mouth breath. All right, eyes at third eye. Here we go. Root lock, third eye engaged. Working just with this upper area of the heart chakra and the breath. Go at a pace that is sustainable for you. Don't tire yourself out with over-breathing. Even on the inhale, even on the exhale, pumping with the belly. Keep with it, moving through the uncomfortable, right? The mind is going to start playing tricks on you, saying it's time to stop, saying it's time to quit, saying this is too much. You got to move through that transformation. Strengthen your resolve, strengthen the nervous system, and up your bandwidth. Root lock stays engaged, eyes at third eye center. Keep moving. Keep going, guys. We got a minute left. Stay with me. Last minute, so make it nice and strong. As much healing as you can call in. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale. Suspend the breath, relax, third eye, big belly. Feel the heartbeat. Exhale. Relax and release. Gyan Mudra. Long deep breathing. Allowing the nervous system to adjust. Allowing the clearings to take place. Bring your ears connecting to the breath.
Kagakande bihandange kalitali kandange atirane mandange bare bandange pujitande akandange tiji parchandange jotu amandange pane prapange sukasanta karanange durmate daranang kilipike karanang asasaranang jiji jagakarana sristi uparana mama
Powerful stuff, right? It continues. Now this next one, think of this as a mechanism through which to clear blocks in the heart, to clear blocks everywhere. So we're going to really pull up the bathroom muscles, engaging that root lock, that bandha, pulling the navel in, but allowing the breath to move as you do this, right? So the belly's going to pump. Hands are going to be very activated. And as if you are pushing something away from you, right? When we work with energy, the amount of dedication, the amount of passion and investment of the physical body you put into it is a direct result of what you get out of it. So I'm going to have you press the hands out as you move the shoulders, twist the waist. Powerful O mouth. Right now, think about the difference between this and this, right? Kind of limp hands. I want strong hands. I want twisting through the waist. I want opening through the chest and the rib cage. Powerful O mouth. Eyes at third eye. Here we go. Go at a pace that's sustainable for you. I'm going at a pretty rapid pace. You want something that's sustainable for your level, for what feels good in your body. Okay? Continue. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. Remembering this is for clearing blocks. So move through whatever resistance, whatever avoidance, whatever laziness, whatever blocks are in your body and in your mind. Stay committed, stay in it. It might get a little uncomfortable. When that happens, lean into it more. See what it feels like to get on the other side of uncomfortable. Transcendence. Keep with me. Minute left. Last 30 seconds. Get all those blocks out. Clear it out. Open the heart. Feel the breath. Eyes at third eye. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, one arm forward, one arm back. Suspend. Root lock, third eye. Open the chest. Exhale, switch. Inhale. Suspend, root lock, third eye. And exhale. Relax and release. Maybe you have a little sweat going, feeling this powerful, powerful work. It's powerful energy work. This energy field around your body is so charged, right? It can go out 12 feet when the mind and the body are connected and all 7 chakras are activated and in balance. All right, the last part of this kriya set, and then we move into Sodarshan chakra kriya. Again with the O-shaped mouth, moving vigorously. This is going to open up the heart. If it already doesn't feel open as it is, and have some wide hands, open spread, elbows are bent. And I'm going to move through my elbows and as the shoulders roll back, kind of like a moving water. Okay, and it's going to be very powerful. Okay, let me get the music going here. All right, a little Adgure Name, Mangala Charan, here we go. Arms and the hands are an extension of the heart chakra, so charge them up, feeling all this opening. Root lock, third eye. And be gentle to your joints here. There's no forcing through the joints. They're soft. Just become energy. Every part of your physical body is just energy vibrating at a frequency. Get that energy lifted in its vibrational frequency. Eyes at third eye. into it. Make it bigger. We have a minute left. And at the end, we're going to hold, suspend, and tense up every muscle in our body, root block and third eye. Let's go for a minute longer. Last 30. Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now inhale, suspend the breath, and tense everything. Root lock, third eye, every muscle in the body. Exhale. Again, inhale. Tense everything. Root lock, third eye. Relax. Just rest here for a moment. Letting all the benefits of this kriya assimilate into the body, into the mind, nervous system. Connecting to the breath, the eyes are a third eye. Gently opening the eyes. Sodarshan chakra kriya. Now remember, we're going to start with the right hand. Left hand is in Gyan Mudra. We're going to take a deep inhale. And when we mentally chant Waheguru 16 times, we pump the belly. After 16 times, there will be a pause. We switch hands. Inhale through the right nostril. Suspend the breath. Pump the belly 16 times on the Waheguru mantra. Now, again, if 16 pumps on the held breath is more than your breath retention can allow, then modify. Right? Don't force yourself into frustration, lack of comfort, and being out of breath. Eyes at third eye, right hand to the face, left hand Gyan Mudra. Long spine. Let's take a deep inhale. Here we go. the side. Keep going, guys. Two more times each side. Last time through. Last time. Both hands underneath. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, suspend. Root lock, third eye. Exhale. Just sit for a moment. I know that's not an easy kriya. So interesting how holding the breath on either the inhale or the exhale puts us into an intimate experience with fear, right? There's a innate trigger within our being at a fundamental level, on an evolutionary level within our being, that when in some way the breath is compromised, something triggers our survivalistic tendencies. And this is a beautiful training as a yogi to get familiar with that tendency, to understand the real versus the perceived threat there, and recognize that also as an invitation to transformation. All right, let's close out before we come and sit down for lay down. Let's do our mantra of the week. Satanama. Charge the hands up. Bring them on the outsides of the heart. Press the heart forward. Sa is birth. Ta is existence. Na is death. Ma is rebirth. In Kundalini Yoga, we say Satanam. That is this expression of embracing of all of these elements. Satanama. So let's pay reverence to this truth, to this reality. Allow it to vibrate within our being. Satanama, 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 Satanama. Take a deep inhale. Suspend the breath. Charge the heart. Charge the hands. Gently release. And come laying down onto your back. Feet and thighs turn out naturally. All right, allowing those feet and thighs to turn out naturally. Palms face up next to the hips. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Chin to the chest. Jaw softens. Tongue relaxes in the mouth. Ears fall back. Eyes sink back. And have a gentle awareness of the crown of your head. Gently wiggling your fingers and your toes. Draw your knees into your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins and rock from side to side. And roll onto one side into fetal position. Using the top hand to press yourself up seated. Cross leg position. And as in all Kundalini classes, let's tune out with a long time sun. Chant one round, may the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. And then we close out with 3 long vibrational, devotional expressions of the mantra Satnam, declaring truth is my identity, truth is my name. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. Satnam. 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 Take a deep breath in through the nose. Suspending the breath, bringing folded hands to third eye center, blessing that you'll be guided by intuition and have the wisdom and courage to follow it. Exhale, bowing forward. Sanam Namaste. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed class today. Hope you worked through some blocks, opened up the heart, feel alive, feel lots of vitality. As a reminder, this is the last live stream Kundalini class on YouTube we'll have for a couple weeks. For those of you who only attend with me virtually because distance is an issue, you still have the opportunity to practice with me on my yoga club classes on my online platform on my website, caroluni.com, and go to the online classes section. You have options to participate in one or all of my live stream classes during that week by way of membership, which is more affordable, or by drop-in. And then I'm going to also be starting some on-site classes starting this coming Saturday, July 3rd. We're going to be practicing at a beautiful artist studio in El Segundo. If you're on my mailing list, you'll receive all the information about that. If you're not on my mailing list, you can join by going to caroluni.com and getting on the mailing list right on the homepage, or you can jump on the contact section. Let's see, what else? My next 40-day meditation journey, I will be advertising about it this coming week. We're going to be working with the Mahamrityunjaya mantra. This is the most powerful Shiva mantra, and it's so beautiful. So we're going to work with that. And let's see, we have some text in the field. Hi, Sunny and Steve, Jeff Shalen. I always think Steve because your name comes up as Steve, but I know you as Jeff. Thank you, Jeff. I'm glad you enjoyed. All right, my friends, again, feel free to join me in my Yoga Club online classes if you're unable to join me on site, okay? And feel free to email me any questions, comments. You can find me at Kara Looney, hold that thought, Kara at karalooney.com. That's K-A-R-A. And if you want to make a donation to today's class or an energy exchange feels in alignment for you, you can always find me on PayPal under karalooneyyoga@gmail.com. I hope I'm not becoming too confusing with all those email addresses. I'll put all that information in the text field. in the description. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. We got to go out for a WALK. See you later. Bye, Satnam.